Good morning. My name is Bill Doulos, and I'm a drug addict. I know most of you don't know me by that name. You give me a more dignified name. I'm the Reverend William L. Doulos, deacon and drug addict. But the reason I mention drug addict today is I don't like to get too far away from the desperation of my life 25 years ago when I myself fell into addiction. We're celebrating our 19th complete year at the Church of Our Savior. The church owns 4 homes, which I direct, and we have a staff of 4 managers, resident managers, 1 at each house, and a director of recovery services who assist us in providing a full boatload of services besides just sobriety. So when you hear our people speak this morning, I'm very proud of each of them for their ability to tackle the substantial job of recovery, to turn their back on their old friends and their old ways, and to turn over a new leaf or leaves, or continuously turning over their lives to the care of God. That's the full concept of recovery that we practice, which includes sobriety foundationally, but also family reunification, employment, careers, education, health care, so on and so forth. So all the things that make for a good life that we've come to appreciate and sometimes take for granted ourselves are options that we present to our residents for their consideration. We've had 50 residents at a time in our 4 homes and about 75 residents a year for the last 19 years have passed through the doors of Jubilee Homes. So we have had a tremendous impact on the lives of many recovering people in the West San Gabriel Valley. And we're very proud of the support we receive from this church and from our many donors and helpers throughout the West San Gabriel Valley who help us on our way. We couldn't do it without you, and I'm proud to present some of our residents this morning to share their lives with you. Thank you very much for your attention.
Hi, my name is Inez. I'm an addict. I currently reside in the Jubilee Homes at the Washington House. I've been there for a little over a year and a half now, and I'll give you a little bit of my story. So I was an addict, an active addiction for over 15 years. In my addiction, it led me to spend most of my active addiction in and out of jail and institutions. I'm the mother of 4, and in 2010, shortly after my father passed away, my addiction took me to the darkest places in my life. I abandoned my children. I left my husband and ended up in the streets. I spent 8 years away from my children and in active addiction. I went to some of the darkest places. I ended up walking away from my home, my career, and ended up in the streets, homeless, and in and out of jail. After I turned 37, I went to jail for the last time and decided that I couldn't do it anymore. After I spent 9 months in jail, I opted for a drug treatment facility. I went to the program. I spent 3 months inpatient. I went 3 months outpatient. And after I was ready to graduate from the program, I went to Jubilee Homes and spent early recovery with the Jubilee family, who actually gave me the opportunity to regain my relationship with my family, go to work, find a career, and being part of Jubilee Homes has given me everything that I had hoped for in return for turning over my way of life. They've welcomed my family into the homes. They've provided me with the love and care and support and guidance to help me choose a better way of life. And I'm very thankful to Jubilee for helping me to find my way. I'm currently in a new employment position. I work in treatment now, and I'm helping to give back what was given to me. Thank you.
I'm Jack. I am a recovering addict. I currently live in Pasadena in one of the Jubilee homes there. My story really begins in San Diego, where I grew up, and I got into substances early on. Started off with beer and weed, and then eventually progressed into harder substances. And that went on for a while, and then consequences started happening. I started getting in trouble with the law, not being able to maintain a job, dropping out of school, things like that. And then around my age 30, I kind of did a geographic and left the state of California and moved to Texas. And that's where my addiction really took a turn for the worse. And I started getting into other substances and other types of lifestyles that were not really conducive to a healthy lifestyle. While I was out there, I got into a bad heroin addiction and amphetamine addiction that caused me to be at a point where I had to make a decision, and I had to make a difficult decision. And one of that decisions was to release my rights from my daughter that I had when I was out there. And during the same time that was happening, I was also falling deeper and deeper and deeper into my addiction and slowly dying. And then one day I got a call, and it was either from my family, and it was either get help or we are going to cut you off from the family, because they were tired of seeing me hurting myself. And so I struggled with that. Because I was living a lifestyle that was trying to cover up the pain that I was going through and enduring at that time. And so I did. And on November 18th, I literally crawled my way into a detox in San Antonio, Texas. And there, I was getting detoxing from heroin and other drugs. And I went straight from there after 7 days on an airplane, and I flew out to Los Angeles. And there my mother picked me up, and the very next day we started the process to get into treatment out here. And I went to a treatment center right out here in Pasadena, and I was there for about a year. And there I was working in this treatment center, was doing really well, but I suffered a relapse about a year and a half into it. And that relapse was really bad, and I lost everything. And I had to go back to that same treatment center and to start all over again as a patient. And something happened while I was there. I started to think about things differently. When I left it, I went into sober living temporary in San Fernando Valley until I found a place opening up here in Jubilee. And right there, when I was able to get into with Jubilee, that's where a lot of the magic started happening. A lot of the miracles started happening for me. I was surrounded by a group of men that were very supportive, and very strong in their recovery. And it was a place that allowed me to be able to start taking care of me. I was able to get back into school and get back into working again and work on myself and my recovery. And it enabled me to live in a safe, supportive atmosphere that was conducive to my personal recovery. I was able to buy a car. I was able to get my teeth fixed. I was able to reunite with my daughter and build a relationship with her. I was able to go back to school and get certified as a drug and alcohol counselor. And today, because of the help that I received from Jubilee, I'm counseling at a treatment center in Reseda, and I've established a whole new healthy friendship support system, and able to start working towards my progress to eventually move back to Texas to reunite with my family there. And I owe it all to my recovery, to my higher power, to the people at Jubilee, and the people and the women and men that I met in the rooms of AA and NA.
Hello, I'm Mark Farwell, a drug addict as well as an alcoholic. I do stay at one of the Jubilee homes up on Fair Oaks, the Fair Oaks house. I'm proud to be speaking tonight on behalf of the Fair Oaks house. Just to give you a history on my past drug addiction. At 28 years old, I'd come to known drugs. I was in a bad relationship. I loved my family very much. But when it came time, in order for me to stop doing drugs, I chose to keep on using drugs and let my family go to the wayside. It was probably 10 years. It was 10 years, my drug addiction. It was long seated in me. It was so bad that I felt like I needed to leave the area of St. George, Utah, where my family currently is, and move back to the area where I'd grown up in Los Angeles. And my father had just passed away, and I felt like I needed an excuse to keep on using drugs. And it just got me to the point where I actually was homeless. I became homeless 8 years ago. I was on the streets of Pasadena. I was there for 5 years before I had gotten into some trouble, and I was picked up by the Pasadena Police Department. I was up on a felony charge, and this is where drugs had gotten me. And thank goodness for the drug court program that I was given a chance to go to Impact, that I saw friends there that I had known from the streets that had just gone in before me, who knew how to put their arm around me and to tell me, Mark, just stay a while, learn what it is here that they're offering before you walk out. And I gave it some thought, and I did. I stuck around. I became clear-headed. The drugs started leaving my system, and I went through the motions until I gained a spiritual awakening, if you will, that I'd never known fellowship or friends like I had with their arms around me in order to guide me through the 12 steps. And I took on the 12 steps. I really did. I surrendered. I had gone through Impact, graduated successfully, thankfully. Felony charge that was there, I was able to have that taken out of I no longer had that up against me anymore. Impact had helped me by completing the program successfully. That was able to go away. It came time for me to move on from Impact. That's when I found the Jubilee homes. I had called Dale, and I was set with an interview to meet Brian Woodruff. That's the manager over at the Fair Oaks home. I couldn't have imagined going to any other place, going through recovery and landing at Jubilee homes. By the standards kept, I learned that I was in a safe place. I came to find out that it's not very many homes, sober living homes, that give you that environment. I am so grateful to have been there, and I live amongst the people that I do. I've gotten great guidance from the people that I live with. Some of the major decisions I would have made by myself in my bad thinking, I've been able to go through those with the people that I live with. I have a great house. I live at a great house, and I'm just absolutely thankful for recovery and the 12 steps, which guided me to now learn who I am. And it's exciting that I get to wake up every day and experience who I am, because that old person I just won't go back to. But I get to keep the things like my family and have them in my life today. Thank you for providing that for us, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
My name is Jeremy Lopez. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm 29 years old. I've been with the Jubilee House for about a month now, a little over. My homelessness was what started my downtrack in life. And this probably, I was around 16, and I left home. I was having problems at home, and I was just on and off like that till I was about 18. And when I was 18, that's I just kind of got like out of the area I was in. But I continued to like be homeless, and it started getting better, but it wasn't as good. I had a house with somebody else, and that came to an end as soon as I turned 21, because once I turned 21, then I started drinking a lot. And then I was sent to prison for street fighting. And this was something that I didn't actually do, but I was involved. And when that was over with, I came to Los Angeles. And just like when I was 16, I had a lot of issues with my family. I had a lot of trouble getting along with my father. I couldn't understand him, and I don't think he understood me either. But that was just something that didn't work out at the time. Now things are really good. He's really proud of me. Also is my mom's side of the family. I talk to them a lot. I'm in contact with my family. So throughout this whole time, I've always had opportunities given to me, but I was never sober. I always found a way to get things done, or just get by, you know. And when I was in and out of jail also, but when this last time around, when I got arrested, I was offered a program. And once I was offered a program, with my cooperation of staying sober and just doing everything that people asked of me that I didn't want to do, and still going ahead and doing it because it was for my best interest, then that's when things started going really good. I was in inpatient treatment for about altogether 9 months, and I was in intense outpatient for about 6 months, and I relapsed twice since the beginning of last year when this all began. And I took care of everything that I had to do. I got through it, even though I relapsed twice. Now I'm at the Jubilee House, and I'm really proud that I'm done with the inpatient and the intense outpatient. And now I'm doing really good, because I was working, but I stopped working because it was only a set amount of hours. It was a good office job. Now I'm transitioning right now. I gotta pick a trade or something that I like to do, so I can go to school. Pretty much I'm ready to go. I just gotta pick what I want to do. So that's definitely gonna start really soon. Maybe within about 2 weeks. And yeah, it's just nice having that help. I've been in other sober livings, I've been in treatment, and it's really difficult. But now I'm at the Jubilee House, and it's just a wonderful environment. I think I've pretty much got through with everything that was the most difficult. which was like just dealing with a lot of people, a lot of problems, a lot of obstacles that I had to face in order to do things that I had to do as far as like my responsibilities. And it's just nice being in a place where I'm not pressured to do something that I don't want to do or that I have to do for my best interest. It's kind of like I'm given the opportunity to do what I have to do, but also be happy while I'm doing it. I know there's more I want to say, but I think I want to finish off with a thank you. Everybody that is involved with the Jubilee House or that makes it possible, I'm pretty sure you know who you are, and I don't, obviously, but I want to say thank you. And I think about those people, but obviously I don't know who they are, so it's just me kind of wondering. But yeah, with that being said, thank you.